Hi, it's Margaret, and thank you so much for joining me here on this beautiful sunny day on the Gardening Me. Well, the garden season has started and it's full steam ahead, where the amount of time I have is like this, and the to-do list is like this. So everything's kind of happening all at once. I am trying to kind of keep up, but at this stage of the season, it's practically impossible. But what I'm doing today is one task that I really need to get off of my list, and that is transplanting a bunch of the perennials that I have in one of my perennial holding beds into the garden. Now, I did a video last year where I showed you when I planted out the seedlings into the holding bed, and they were like teeny tiny, and then I let them grow all season. And I believe I also did a video later on in the season showing you all the growth that had happened over that time. And now we are in the following spring. So now they are definitely big enough to be planted in the garden. Some of them are a little too big. I mean, they could have been planted out earlier, but that's okay. I mean, I get to it when I get to it. Now is probably not the best time for a couple of them, especially the salvia is blooming right now, but what can you do? Sometimes you just transplant when you have the time to transplant, and you can't really wait for the best perfect time. And salvias are pretty tough, so I'm not too concerned about that. So the main reason I need to get these out of the bed is because I have a bunch of seedlings that I need to put into the bed. A few things that I started indoor, plus basically all of the winter sowing I did. I'd say maybe 80% of the winter sowing that I did are perennial seedlings, and they're teeny tiny right now because they don't grow as quickly as annuals do. So I need to get these plants out of this bed so that I can get those seedlings into the bed, and the process starts all over again. They'll grow all season. I'll probably transplant some of those seedlings this fall, and then the rest will just stay in that bed until next year, and then they will go into the ground. So before I get to actually transplanting everything, why don't we just take a quick look to see what that holding bed and the perennials in it, what they look like now. Here is the perennial bed. This is what it looks like now. So on the right, we have a bunch of salvias, and then beside that we have some nepeta, and then we have some rudbeckia. That's actually from seed that I saved from my own plants. And then we have a row of coreopsis. I think there's a couple of different varieties in there. We have some more coreopsis on this side, as well as some more nepeta, a couple of echinacea, and some agastache down there. That bright yellow, that's golden jubilee. And then we have some penstemon as well. This is the area that I will be planting up. It is a brand new space that I sheet mulched last year, and I think it was early in the year that I did that. And nothing is growing in it at the present time other than a few shrubs. This here is a serviceberry. It's an amelanchier, and the variety is Autumn Brilliance. And then we have a couple of tiny evergreens there. Those are soft serve false cypress. And that's about it. It's pretty much a blank slate. It's kind of late in the day, which is why there's all these shadows, but it's pretty much a full sun area over here. This is facing south. And you'll notice what I've done here is I've actually indicated here with these forks where the 1 foot marks are along the length here and along the width as well, because I do have a plan of what I want where. This is one of the few times where instead of just buying a bunch of stuff and kind of placing it, you know, in a few different spots and then over time filling it up, I'm really hoping to get this entire space planted up this spring. And for that, I really kind of did need a plan, so I knew how many things I was going to be putting in here. And I would say practically everything maybe 90% of the things that are going in here are things that I'm growing from seed. Some are not ready yet. They're not ready to go into the ground because I either started them this year and they're still tiny, or they didn't have the best germination even this year, so I'm going to have to try again. I'm not married to the plan. It's just kind of a rough outline, and I have no doubt that things will change as the season progresses. But right now, I do have a plan, and you know what? I'll just show you roughly what that looks like. Okay, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but basically that area we just saw is this area here. And so what I did is I just roughly put where I wanted different plants, and instead of writing in the name of the plant, which I mean, most of them wouldn't even fit in the small space here, I gave them a number, and then I just have a little legend here as to what each number pertains to, and I did little X's for how many plants I thought would go in each spot. And these squares here are 1-foot squares, so that's roughly where the knives that I've put into the ground come into play, because that way I'll be easily able to gauge, or more easily anyway, where to place the different plants. Because this isn't the same as when you buy a bunch of things in pots and you can just kind of lay it out in the pots and then dig a hole and put it in. A lot of this stuff I do not have quite yet. It's not ready to go into the ground yet. But this at least allows me to see exactly where I'm going to be putting the current ones, and then I am allowing space for the other ones that I need to put in later once they are ready to go in the ground. So basically what I'm going to do is go through my little plan and just dig out how many I need of one particular variety for that bed, put it in a bucket. I have my bucket right here. And then I'll just bring that over and plant a grouping at once, and then come back and do the same and just kind of do it group by group so that I don't get things mixed up. So here's my map, and what I'm going to try to do is kind of start on one side and go from one side to the other instead of going willy-nilly, because I think that'll be easier to stay on track and plant things exactly where they're supposed to be, more or less. So I'm starting over here, and that one right there is Salvador Blue Salvia. Salvador Blue Salvia is this bunch of salvia right over there. I'm just going to kind of mark where on the little grid I have going here this is going to go. So the first one is about here. Just going to move the mulch away. And then I have one about a couple feet away, so it's kind of like in this spot here. So when I'm planting, I'm going to be adding a couple of different things. Firstly, I'm going to add just a little handful of compost into the hole. I also happen to have worm castings, so I'm going to add a handful of this as well. And lastly, I'm going to put a handful of just some organic fertilizer in as well. Not a handful, more like a sprinkling, I guess, into the hole as well. Let me move this mulch back. Whoops. And here they are. I mean, when you transplant things, they usually look a little bit sad for the first day or two, but then they perk right up. And I have no doubt that these will do the same. So that's basically the process. So now I'm just going to go back and grab the next batch, probably Nepeta, I think, is going to be going right in this spot right here. And yeah, I'm just going to carry on and I will show you what it looks like when I am done. And we are done for now. So right here I have some Nepeta. This is Blue Panther Nepeta. Then we have some New Dimension Blue Salvia. Over here we have some more Nepeta, and this one's Grandview. And then behind that we have some Coreopsis. That's a double sunburst. And there we have the Golden Jubilee Agastaki back there. Looks pretty small now, but it does get pretty big. It's going to get quite a bit bigger than the Coreopsis. And back here we have some Mellow Yellows Echinacea. I need to get a couple more of those actually for that spot. And then the very, very sad looking salvias, but I think they just drooped from the heat of the day, and by tomorrow morning they'll be fine. And that's it for today. So now I just have to move the rest of those perennials, and they're going into a few different spots in the garden. And once that is done, I can then move all of the winter sowing ones into that holding bed, as well as the few that I have growing inside as well, perennials that is. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and we will see you next time. Bye.